Hey Jaden, this is Mrs. White. I'm going to show you how to do 5 areas of similar figures. I did record the whole thing. Well, I thought I recorded it, but it ended up that it wasn't even on. So here I am, ready to do it again for you. Okay, areas of similar figures. One thing I want you to always have on the top of your paper when you're doing this is the formula that is found on page 403 at the top. So you have area 1, go ahead on the top of your paper, right? Area 1 over area 2 equals side of 1 over the side of 2, and then that is all squared. Okay, so this formula is going to help you go through the assignment that you're going to do for today. Okay, so let's start with number 1. Okay, it says find the area of one triangle given the area of another. So they're giving you the first area, so we know that area 1 is 72 meters. So for area 1, you're going to write 72 meters. 72 over, and then we don't know area 2 yet. We're going to try to figure that out. And now we're going to equal, if I look, the side 1 of the figure is 12, side 2 is 16. So I'm going to plug that in for S1 and S2. All right, so S1 is 12, S2 is 16. Okay, and then I'm going to square that because that is what the formula says to do. So you put those numbers in and then you square it. Okay, now the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to see 12, 16. Well, I can reduce that by, if I divide both of these by 4. So if I reduce 12 by 4, it's 3, and divide 16 by 4, that is 4. So if I can simplify 12, 16 to 3/4, and I still have to square that. So when I square it, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that over down here. 72 over A2, the area of the second one, is going to be equal to 9 over 16. All right, now I have this equation set up and I have to solve for the area of the second figure. And what I do is I'm going to cross multiply. Okay, so I have 9 times area of the second side, and that's going to be equal to 72 times 16. Okay, so I just has this times this equal to this times this. Okay, now what I'm going to do then is go ahead and figure that out. So I have 9A is going to be equal to 1,152. 9A is 1,152. You can use your calculator. You can go ahead and use your calculator for this because these are going to be big numbers. Okay, now to get A by itself, A2 by itself, I'm going to have to divide by 9. Do the opposite. If it's times 9, I divide by 9 to get rid of the 9. Divide by 9. So the area of the second square, and you can just type this in your calculator, that is totally fine, because it's going to be equal to 128 meters squared. Make sure that you circle your answer so I can see it with all the work. So the area of 2 is going to be equal to 128 meters squared. All right, now for the whole section that you do on exercise A, you're going to be using these two sides. They're going to give you different areas for these two triangles, but you're going to be using 12 and 16 for the fraction. So you're going to be using 12 over 16 for both sides. Okay, so for all of 1 through 6, you're going to be using 9/16 for the side. Different numbers you're going to plug in for the areas, but they're all both going to be equal to 9/16 because you're using the same figures. Now when you get down to 7 through 12, you're going to be using these two sides. So the number is going to be a little bit different. Okay, so for example, I'm going to do number 7. All right, let's do number 7 for you. Okay, so I have my formula up here, and I'm going to say, okay, number 7 says the area of the second shape is 36 feet squared. So I don't know the first area. So I put that as A1, and the second area is 36 feet squared. Okay, now that is going to be equal to the side of the first one is 10. See, right here, side of the first shape is 10, and over the side of the second shape is 15. Okay, so 10 over 15, and I'm going to square that. All right, now before I square it, I need to reduce this. 5 goes into both of these, so 5 goes into 10 2 times, 5 goes into 15 3 times, and then I'm going to square it. So 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9. All right, so then I have the area of the first square over the area of the second square, 36 feet, is going to be equal to 4/9. All right. Now I'm going to cross multiply. I can't cross cancel, but I'm going to cross multiply. So then I have 9 area of the first one is going to be equal to 36 times 4. And so if I take 36 times 4, that is 144. Okay, now to get A1 by itself, I'm going to do the opposite. It's 9 times A, so I'm going to do divide, so that will cancel out the 9s. And so the area of the first one is going to be equal to 16 feet squared. Okay, now for numbers 7 through 12, you're going to put this in 4/9 in on this half of the equation, okay? And then you're going to put either, if they give you area 1, you put it up here, area 2 down here. Okay, so why don't you just go through that section, and that's what you're going to do for number 1 through 6, and then this side is like this for 7 through 12.